Yet another day, we are here to bring to you one of your favorite talk shows from Boosted Auto Kenya. My name is Labala. I'm delighted to have one of the guys, not for the first time here, he has always been here during our Formula One talks, a man who is believed to have an encyclopedia head, automotive encyclopedia, none other than Kean Kibet.
Thank you,
Welcome on board, Kean.
Thank you, master.
Yes. Kean, I take you so seriously when it comes to motorsport, and I know you know that.
For me,
yes.
I think even you've noticed.
Yes.
What I sit at home and watch most of the time is motorsports. I don't watch football.
Yes.
I don't watch other sports. It's mainly motorsports.
Mainly motorsports.
Like even this weekend, you'll find I was following Le Mans.
Le Mans.
Yes.
So in short,
but today that's not what we are here for.
Yes.
Now,
today we are here for a different thing.
Yes.
For the first time on this channel, we are bringing you WRC discussions.
Yes.
We are known for bringing Formula One, but Kean happens to know each and every motorsport.
We will actually not each and every. Let's not say each and every, but
almost.
For me, my main motorsports has been Formula One and WRC.
Yes.
But I've really tried to get into different sides of, or rather different variations of motorsports. For example, Extreme. I tried Extreme, but I'm not such a big fan of electric cars.
Yes.
But the concept of Extreme is good. It is a very, very good concept.
Yes.
I've tried Le Mans, but that's WEC World Endurance Challenge, but it's too low. So you'll find most of the time I'm just watching highlights, but I followed today, like yesterday after F1. That's what I was watching. I was watching Le Mans for almost 2-3 hours.
Good.
Yes.
Now today we're doing it from outdoor. We've never done this before here, so we are trying to do it from our workshop. Set up as usual, and noise here and there, so bear with us. Today we are doing WRC.
Yes.
So Kean Kibet.
Yes.
For the few years that I've known you, you seem to love WRC so much more than Formula One. From what I see, I follow you so much.
Yes.
So for that reason, we decided to have you as a first guest on our WRC talk.
And I'll be on more.
Yes, and I'll be on more.
Yeah.
So first things first, as usual, your team, who you are supporting and who you are rooting for the championship.
Okay, for WRC, it's a bit more complex than F1 because in WRC, I want, as much as, you know, in F1, whenever you support your own team, you never want to see another team beat you, true or false. But you know, once in a while, like in WRC, for example, you'll have someone young who's leading, or someone who's an OG, like from back in the day, who's leading, and you're happy. Because it's you know, WRC is a struggle. For me, I support Hyundai. I'm a big Otanak fan, I'm a big Thierry Neuville fan, and I'm a big Dani Sordo fan.
Yes.
Like for me, Dani Sordo, master. But it's been a hard start of the year. Last year wasn't also easy.
Before we go into details, I want to understand, how does Otanak fit into the car? You know, he's a very tall guy. I saw him up close when he was here last year for the WRC.
They don't look that big on TVs.
Yes,
they don't look that big on TV.
That car is small.
But now you see, the chairs, all of that is adjusted to them.
Okay.
You see. But another thing with the current cars, and this I think something that we're going to get to. The current cars is how can I explain it? There's so much with the new regulations compared to the 2017 generation cars. Because, for example, the new regulations, are you aware that they don't really have panels on the car?
No.
It's like just a full carbon fiber bit that's been made for them. And we all saw that when FOMO crashed.
Are you talking about the door cards?
No, everything.
The door?
Everything, Vinny. Like the whole car, from the back.
Are you talking about the whole car is just like a monocoque?
And now, in a way, it's something like, you see the F1 cars are now?
Yes.
That's how WRC cars are now.
Okay.
So they have the safety cell. You know, FIA came up with something called the safety cell, basically.
Yes.
Which we now have it in WRC because of the hybrid system. So right now, if you look at FOMO's crash in Monte, FOMO had an accident where, in that stage, he was about to match the greatest of all time. Which to me, okay, not to me, if we look at statistics, Sebastian Loeb is the greatest of all time. So he was matching Sebastian Loeb. But what happened, there was a corner where he got a bit of an optimistic end. He chipped, it was a cliff, so instead of going around it, he came into it and tapped that cliff. So the car flipped into the air. So when they got that car back to service, if you saw the car was in bits and pieces. And now that's when it was explained that right now they have gone for more body work. You see, they're basically, first of all, you build the roll cage and then you build the car around it.
Yeah.
So there's not, I can't
it's
really,
it's
not really like, you know, I don't know if this can be seen here. You see like this fender?
Yes.
It's a fender, but it's not made out of aluminum or metal. It's pure carbon fiber.
Well, I think that is to reduce weight.
And then over there, once you take off that bit, you can already see the safety cell. You see, that's now where the safety has come to.
Now, talking of that, can you kindly take us through these new generation cars? Because there has been the older generation that I think it was scrapped off last year. Yes,
the 27. Those they are called the 2017 generation.
Those
were the
cars. 2020, I think.
Yes, 2020, 2021, and then 2022 we have new generations.
2022 we have new generations.
Yes.
Kindly take us through this.
So one of the things that you'll notice first of all is that, okay, you can't really say the look, because the cars look like they have downforce, but they do not. There was a reduction in downforce. That's number one. So
reason?
The cars were getting too fast.
Okay.
So you need something to slow them down a bit. But you see now, the thing is they've not really slowed down the cars. And also it's, you know, when you bring in a lot of downforce, there's something called unfair advantage. There's something that a team can always find. It's like Formula 1, for example. How many downforce hacks have there been over the years that FIA just came and banned? Because they're like, this is going to cost a driver's life or it's going to cost teams money. How many of them have been there? So now with WRC, it's the same, you see. So there's a change in suspension travel. That's number two. There was gearbox, last year cars were 6-speed, now they're 5-speed. You may not see that as a big difference because maybe you'll say the ratios are longer. But now when you're in places like Finland, where you're over a jump and you're flat out, and you're already on 5th gear, you're a tread line, don't you think you need another 6th gear?
Yes, you do.
And then there's no more paddle shift.
There's no more paddle shift.
Yes, there's no more paddle shift.
I didn't know.
Guys will take it. Guys will take it as a joke, like, okay, what's the difference? It's still sequential, because you know it still has the sequential. You could switch between the paddle shift and the sequential. But now, without the paddle shift,
the paddle shifts are the ones that they are here.
Basically, and for WRC it wasn't on both. It was just one where you tap it for downshift and pull it for upshift. So you won't see it as a big deal. But think about it this way: you're mid through a high-speed corner, and you need to go down a gear. All you see the driver do is that. You just it's like slapping it away. You see, but now they have to take their hand off the steering wheel, go to the lever, and downshift. You see, so maybe they'll bring it back, maybe they'll not.
What was the main reason for that fading away?
They never, I can't remember them saying it, but you see, it brings a whole new other element, because that means the drivers, because you know it's taken as a driver aid. The paddle shift is a driver aid because it helps the driver. You don't have to stretch your hand. That is already, that's you're being given work over there. You see, so you may see.
They want you to get full control of
exactly.
The car. They want to see you holding
you might
the car
see it as a small, like you might see this is not something that big. But you see there are places where you forget as a driver and you need to downshift. So your hand is busy like this, kumbe you need to go to the lever. And what do you think happens there? You get into a corner on a higher gear. That's where you find the driver slid off or something like that. So it's a good thing and a bad thing. Because it's helped the younger drivers who've come from the R5s and into the rally. Now, another thing is that we have rally, they're called Rally 1 cars now. There's Rally 1, 2, and I think 3. I can't remember the rest. But now the WRC cars are known as Rally 1 cars, not really WRC cars anymore, because the 2017 gen and the years before. Yes, in short, the R1s, the R1 basically now. So, another thing is that the cars now have 500 horsepower.
As opposed to?
300.
300.
Yes.
Meaning the car is more powerful now.
The extra horsepower is coming from the hybrid unit. If you have a basic...
Oh, there is a hybrid unit.
There is a hybrid. If you understand the car system in F1, It's basically the same system.
Hold on. Just kidogo. Thank you so much for Aquawell for ensuring that we are throughout quenched through this conversation. We are so grateful. Aquawell, they supplied us with their purified drinking water. We can't take that for granted. We have to holler you. Thank you so much, Aquawell. We are grateful. Yes, the safety.
Now, what were we talking about?
We're talking about, you were saying
Yeah.
about the fuel cell.
Yeah, no, I was talking about the hybrid unit.
Yeah, the hybrid unit.
The hybrid unit, if you understand the car system in F1,
Yes.
it's almost the same system now in WRC.
Yeah.
You see, and it's the same system in WC and other forms of racing as well.
Yes.
You see, so it produces, I think, 110. Was it 110 horsepower? I can't remember exactly, but at full power, it's 100 and something horsepower. From the hybrid unit alone. That's why the cars are up to 500 horsepower. So it's, guys, there's been a big question about, are the current generation of cars faster than last year's cars? Now let's get to the first round, which is Monte Carlo.
Yes. Monte Carlo.
And Monte Carlo is a hard rally. And personally, for me as a Hyundai fan, it was a very bad rally.
Yes.
Because our car, we were slow on development. You see, Toyota and M Sport, they started very, very early. And another thing is that, this is something guys also need to understand with WRC. Currently, we have 3 teams.
Yes.
We have 4 constructor teams.
Yeah.
So for the manufacturers, constructors, there's 2 Toyota teams, and there's M Sport and there's Hyundai. So the 2 Toyota teams, there's 1 team with Takamoto Katsuta.
Yes.
And then
The
there's the
Japanese
big
guy.
team, yes. And
The
then
one
there's
who,
the big team.
in Kenya, he was the fastest.
He was
The fastest,
the
yes.
guy who
Yes.
guys keep on sharing his own board,
Yes.
where the chopper was following him.
Yes.
That guy, that's Takamoto Katsuta.
yes.
So he's on his own team right now. He's not with the main. Even though he's with the main team, they are split. You understand?
I don't
It's
get it.
like, for example,
Yeah.
it's like Oliver Solberg when he came for Safari last year.
Yes.
You remember?
Yes.
He was driving a Hyundai, but he was not driving under Hyundai team.
yes.
He was driving under 2C
Okay.
competition.
Yeah, I get you now.
You see,
Yes, yes.
so for Takamoto, it's the same. He's serviced by the Toyota guys. You'll see he's in Toyota uniform, he's in Toyota colors, but he's not registered for Toyota manufacturer points. He's on his own team. You understand me?
Well
and
understood.
now,
Well understood.
it's this one thing about Monte. For Monte,
Yeah.
M Sport had 4 cars. They had Adrian Fomo, they had Gus Greensmith, they had Craig Breen, and they had the legend Sebastian Loeb. But now, they can't register all 4 of those guys for manufacturer points.
Yes.
So the only person who wasn't registered for manufacturer points was who? Was Gus. So when I say they're not registered for manufacturer points, I mean that in case Gus, Craig, and Loeb were on the podium, M Sport would only get 2 points for basically they'd only get points off Loeb
From the 2 drivers.
and Breen from the 2 drivers, but not from Gus. Why? Because he's not registered for manufacturer, but he's registered for driver points.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
So now for Monte, Loeb came in. Guys were like, Loeb is too old. Loeb is an old, come on. Loeb is an old. Everyone, I'm sure everyone in motorsports knows Loeb.
Sebastian Loeb.
Sebastian Loeb is a great name.
Yes.
And we had, we always wanted to see Loeb versus Ojay, but we never got to see that. Why? Because when Ojay came in, Ojay, if you even see his documentary, and it's on WRC TV, it's on WRC Plus, Ojay came into the sport. I remember at some point he was Loeb's teammate. And guys were like, is this guy really going to be the one who beats Sebastian? But then, Citroen, there's always favoritism. That's one thing. But we can't also take away Loeb's skill. Loeb was a great driver. So at some point, Ojay felt like the team was too much on Loeb's side. So he decided to do what? I just need to leave this team. You see?
Which year is this?
This was in 2011.
2011.
Yes, if I'm not sure, if I'm not wrong, 2011. If not 2011, 2010, and then he took a 1-year sabbatical leave from WRC where he was
it
driving.
before the movie?
Eh?
There is a movie.
There is Sebastian. This is talking about Ojay's life,
Yes.
where he even speaks about his days as Loeb's partner.
Yes.
Eh? I remember there was Rally Germany where Ojay came out and said there is justice in this sport. And why was that? because Citroen had told them, you two cannot race each other. You need to maintain position. And who was behind? It was Ojay behind. So, you know, as a young guy who feels like he needs to prove himself against, at the time, Loeb was, I think, an 8-time world champion. You see, he felt maybe disrespected.
All right.
But now, this year, we finally got to see Ojay versus Loeb. And I did not think that Loeb was going to be up to it. Because in the previous years, Loeb retired in 2020.
Yeah.
His last rally was Rally Turkey in the Hyundai.
Yeah.
And Rally Turkey, even though he finished on the podium, I can't really say that he got to the podium because he was fast that rally. Because Loeb he's a genius there. No. Loeb got on the podium because on Sunday, I remember Vinny, we were here watching it with you guys. You remember what happened on that Sunday? Yeah. There was so many DNFs that Loeb just got lucky and he found himself up there.
Yeah.
You see. And before that, his last podium was, I think, 2018, if I'm not wrong. But anyway, to move on.
Yeah.
In Monte.
Yes. Before you go to any other section, I don't know. We've talked about the development of the new generation cars.
Yes.
We've not touched on safety. I don't know if there is any safety improvement on the car.
Safety, that's why the safety cell is there.
All right.
But you see, another thing is that this was actually my biggest worry. And I asked a lot of people this question last year. There's something about, we watch F1 with you all the time here, Vinny.
Yes.
You've ever seen a F1 car go live?
Yes.
You understand what live means? It means that you cannot touch the car.
Yes.
For example, in Grosjean's accident, when
that was 2020.
Yes, when the car got fire, what happened? The car was live for some bit while it was on fire. So that means the marshals could not really get water on it. You see, Max, when Hamilton, as much as Mercedes fans don't like admitting this, Hamilton took out Max.
Yes.
What happened to Max's car?
That was last year.
That was last year. What happened? Max's car was live.
Yes.
So this was something. I remember I asked a few guys about it, and no one could really give me an answer. What would happen if a WRC car went live throughout the stage? You see, because, you know, you can't really compare WRC crashes
and Formula 1
to just circuit racing crashes. You understand?
Yeah.
Because the crashes, the accidents we see in WRC are not. You remember those Tanak's crash in 2020?
And you see, sometimes these accidents in WRC, they happen deep inside the section where there are no people.
Who are the first people to get there? It's not normally marshals.
Yes.
It's normally spectators.
Yes.
Now, I think they've tried to elaborate on that. They normally tell spectators, do not touch the car. Because another thing is that right now the Rally 1 cars, they have a light. If you pay attention, right behind the co-driver, there's a light there. Yeah. There's a green, it's like Formula 1 cars. Formula 1 cars have a light on top of the driver.
Yes.
Or up or where the intake is.
Yes, there is
the black thing where the halo camera normally is. They have a light there.
Yes.
If it's red, don't touch the car. If it's green, the car is safe. Yeah. But now, for WRC, you've asked if it's reliable. Yeah. We had a DNF from Tanak because of that in Sweden. Yeah. While we were leading, there was no light. So FIA deemed the car basically unsafe. You see, the light wasn't red or green. So what do you do there now? And because of that, okay, as a Hyundai fan, I was annoyed. Because we're not scoring any points, you see. And Evans, I think we'll get into Evans's match later on. But also Evans has had problems with the hybrid unit.
What
also
about
M-Sport.
Aero. Is there
the aero?
Yes.
Now there's a reduction. There's no more. That's now what I was saying, downforce. Yeah. There was so much downforce last year compared to this year. There's none.
But that's just about the wing.
It's not only about the wing.
Yeah.
In the 27 generation cars, they had so much downforce. Because you see, they had louvers. Yeah. Do you understand?
Yes.
They had, look, this is the fender. Yeah. They had wide fenders.
Yes.
On those fenders, there were holes, true of holes.
Yes.
Those were called the louvers.
Yes.
Those were used for
Box,
generating. Yes, you remember it had the holes.
Yeah.
Those were used for generating downforce.
Yeah.
You see, there was so much.
It is actually a vortex generator.
You create, exactly,
Yeah.
you create vortices
Yes.
through the air.
Yeah.
And if you paid attention during safari,
Yeah.
how was the dust they were leaving behind? Wasn't
See,
it?
when you look at it, it was going up. You know,
But how was it? It was going
Swirl.
up. It was swirling up.
Yeah.
It is the same thing in F1 that is basically called now, it's like the dirty air.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So now, for the CS cars, we don't have that anymore.
Okay.
We don't have that much downforce. So the only thing maybe you can't say that it's only the rear wing. The rear wing produces downforce to the back. But if you see, there's the front splitter, there was the louvers, there was so much going on in last year's cars.
Even the bumper itself.
Even the bumper itself,
the
you see.
bumper.
But now there's not any more of that.
So does it mean it's not possible to cool this car efficiently the way it was being cooled last season?
The car is, you know, this is
the
not...
brakes, I'm talking about the brakes.
The brakes.
Yes, cooling the brakes.
The car is being cooled properly.
Yeah.
The car is being cooled. Because, you know, the brakes, cooling the brakes is not depending only on downforce alone.
Yeah.
You see, there's holes that are redirected where? To the calipers.
Yeah, outside the caliper.
Exactly.
Yes, from the back throughout the caliper.
Exactly. And you know, another thing is that cooling the brakes really comes in during the tarmac. During the tarmac rallies, that's when now they have those issues that, you know, you can hear the pedal has gone soft.
Okay.
But gravel, it's rare.
Yeah, because you don't really attain that full speed.
No.
You don't use too much brake.
No, those cars, I don't know how to, because, you know, on tarmac, you know, on gravel, there's something called, when after a few passes on the road, ruts are dug. The road becomes like trenches basically, where you see there's a line up.
Fesh.
No, the fesh is the dust. The fesh is the dust.
Yes,
but you see what happens? These cars have a digging effect where on the second pass, you'll find it's like a trench has been dug.
Yes.
So you'll find like there's a road here and then there's, it's just funny.
Yes, I understand.
You understand?
That, yes.
So now on gravel, it's a bit easier for you to come in hot and ride the rut.
You actually glide.
You actually
glide
exactly when you keep the car between that gap. There's a guy who's Toyota's team principal right now. He's called Yarimati Latvala.
Yes, I know.
Latvala was very, very good at riding the ruts, because you see, you don't really need to brake. You just know when to brake and when to turn. So the rut will carry you through all of that.
Yeah.
You understand? So you're not really using your brakes as much. And then another thing is that with the ruts, now that's what now came in, that's what became a problem in Kenya. Because with the reruns of the stages, you'll find now they've dug the ground. We've gotten now to that heavy fish now. And then what happens? You find the car is plowing through someone's garden or something like that. You see,
easy to burn clutch.
You
know, from that you can easily.
Yes, you can. Your clutch can go. Once you get stuck by there, there's so much that can happen to you. So even last year, remember, Kale got stuck
as well because the radiator picks up that dust.
Exactly. It's complicated. Yes.
Well, I think we shall have a section just to discuss the safari. The WRC Safari Rally. We're going to have, I think, the next episode.
What we want to do is that we started this thing late. And we are going to catch up on all the rallies. We need to make sure on that. So we have Rally Monte Carlo, we have Sweden. We're going to do a quick piece right now, I think, on Rally Monte Carlo. And then we'll try and do Sweden as well. And the other rallies, we're going to bring them in next video with where we do the safari one. Yes. What do you think?
Yeah, that is okay. I think quickly, because time is against us.
Yes.
We can just
let's talk about Monte Carlo.
Monte Carlo, yes.
So Monte, as I was telling you earlier, Monte, we had Sebastian Loeb versus Ojay. Ojay is an 8-time world champion. Loeb is a 9-time world champion. These are literally the greatest of all time against each other. I told you, we didn't think Loeb was going to be maybe up there. But you know, it started with shakedown. Shakedown, you're seeing like, Loeb is up there. So it looks like we're going to have a good weekend. The fight between those two was legendary. And let me add someone else there. There was also Evans. Evans, he was close to them. But the stage where he was going to take the lead, he went off. And he went off in such a bad place, it was I'm not a Evans fan. You know, I'm Hyundai, and that's who we are battling against the championship this year. So I was happy. I mean, you know, yeah? We want everyone to face. Plus, my team is also struggling because Hyundai, we really struggle in Monte. Our car was underdeveloped. It was slow. The drivers never had feeling with it. I remember Tanak DNF'd. Yeah. Thierry, he broke the car, but he fixed it and finished the rally, which for me was a very big sign, you see. Because another issue we had last year, Vinny, was, and this not last year alone, the 2017 generation Hyundai had a really weak rear suspension. You remember last year, Safari, what happened to Thierry in Safari?
Thierry Neuville?
Yes, he was leading Safari until Sunday morning.
Yes.
When the rear suspension broke.
Yeah, I remember.
In Italy.
Rear right.
Yes, in Italy,
corner, yes.
Tanak was leading the rally. He found some rocks on these are not rocks you expect to break a rally car. He hit them, suspension broke. So seeing that Thierry had broken the car and he'd managed to fix it and went and finished, for me it was a big thing. Because that showed that, okay, now our car is strong. So now making it quicker will not be a problem. We already have the quick drivers. Yes. So Monte it was a good rally because I got to see, you know, I'm a Loeb fanboy, not an Ojay fan. I'm a very, very big Loeb fan. So getting to see Loeb drive again and Loeb having a good fight with Ojay, it was amazing. Now with Evans off, and then we had 2 M spots on the podium. Last M spot podium was Mexico 2020 by Suninen, and that was just when, you remember when COVID just came up, Evie?
Yeah.
That was when COVID came up. So it was very good seeing M Sport on the podium. Kale, Kale Rovanpera. Right now, we're going to get that in the Safari video, but right now, Kale is a force to reckon with.
Rally Sweden. Quickly.
Rally Sweden, now that's why we go to see Kale wake up.
Yes.
We go to see, you know, Tanak is known as like the guy on the good driver on snow.
Yes.
That is Otanak. Whenever he won Arctic Finland last year, where this was purely snow. We're in Finland. You know Finland is home to who? Finland is home to the Toyotas. You don't expect a Hyundai to be up there, but Tanak got there and Tanak won. So we expected this year Tanak to be fighting up there. Yes, Tanak was fighting up there, but what happened? As I've told you, there was a stage where he set the quickest time, but he found a jump and the car bottomed out. Yes. So when the car bottomed out, it damaged the hybrid unit. So now the light went red. I think the light went red, if I'm not wrong. The light went red. When the light went red, you know what that means. It means it's unsafe to continue with this car. Yeah. You see, even though the car might not be live, but meaning the light is red, it means that the hybrid system has damage on it. So we got to see now, that's why now Kale came and took over. Kale being another Iceman. Thierry, we finished, here we got a podium. We can't really say it was a lucky podium because guys, you know, it's rally. Guys will always DNF, and even though they have the faster cars. So for us, we need to take as much jeopardy from the other teams as we can get.
Yeah, for the beginners, for the new people who started watching WRC, World Rally Championship, I hope you are learning, just like I am, you're being educated. For the rally fans, for the enthusiasts, I think you are concurring with what Kean is teaching us. For that reason, I think we've almost come to an end. So, with a few remarks, Kean, what we expect in the next race, I don't know where WRC is heading to.
The next rally is in our own country.
You've heard that.
The next rally is in our own country.
I hope you've heard that.
Yes.
There are people out there who didn't know that we are expecting WRC to be in our own country, our own soil, in Naivasha. Yes. Isn't it? Kasarani, Naivasha. Just like that. It is Kasarani and Naivasha. There is the shakedown, then there is the super stage, then there is now the section itself. As usual, we're going to be in Kasarani and also going to, on Thursday, I think it's a Thursday. Shakedown normally happens on a Thursday.
Shakedown is...
supposed to be on a Thursday.
No, yes. Shakedown is on Wednesday.
On Wednesday?
Yes, SS1, which is Kasarani, is on Thursday.
Yes.
And then the cars will drive back, and then we have now from SS2 on Friday.
Which dates are these?
So I honestly, I don't know.
Just 2 weeks. Yes.
10 days away.
10 days away.
From today. Yes. From when are we shooting the video? What's the day today?
Today is on 12th. Yes, today is on 12th.
Yes, so 10 days.
10 days from now.
10 days from now, we're going to have shakedown.
So I believe before then we shall have released another video.
Yes, where we talk about, we have to talk about what happened in Croatia and Italy and Portugal. Yes. Those 3 rounds. Yes. Before now we get, because those 3 rounds are very, very important. Before we get into Safari, where now we talk about now who do you think will win Safari? And I think we also need to get a few more WRC fans here so we can have a very interesting
We're going to have everybody on board.
Yes.
I think from now henceforth, we shall start introducing even rally drivers in Kenya. Yeah, we have local rally drivers, our friends. We have so many friends who are local rally drivers. They are also coming on board. We also have fans, enthusiasts who know more about WRC. They'll also come on board.
Yes.
So until then, if you love or if you like this video, if you think what we've done is worth sharing, kindly go to our Facebook, to our YouTube channel, like this video, share, comment, subscribe. For you to stand a chance to win a ticket, we're giving out tickets. Just before I forget, there is one guy, I think Mark Muo or Mark Mumo, of the name Mark Muo or Mark Mumo. You won yourself a ticket to attend the drift that is happening on 2nd July. There is a drift happening 2nd July in Red Hill Circuit.
Yes.
So Mark Muo, you won yourself because you did as we said. Go to this YouTube channel, subscribe, like, share, and comment, I need a ticket. Then ask your friends to like your comment. The comment with most likes wins automatically to get to go to drift event happening in Red Hill soil. So, like we've said, until then, see you. Thank you so much.